Wholesaling real estate in Texas is legal, and there are many benefits to this strategy. This video will discuss the legality of wholesaling, how to find potential deals, pitfalls you want to avoid, and where to focus your efforts when it comes to wholesaling real estate in Texas. We'll also talk about laws that support wholesaling, as well as the wording needed for marketing purposes. Stay tuned. Hi there, Erica Parker here, your queen of real estate. I'm a veteran real estate investor and agent with multiple flips, rentals, and commercial properties under my belt. If you are interested in learning more about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, or if you just want to know more about living your best life here in the greater Houston area, please click the subscribe button below and the little bell so that you will get a notification the next time I drop a new video. So let's dive in. I can't tell you how many times I get the question, is it legal to wholesale real estate in Texas? The answer is yes, 1,000 times yes. Wholesaling real estate is one of the quickest ways to make money as a real estate investor and doesn't always require the wholesaler to have tons of cash or great credit. First, let's look at the laws that support wholesaling. The Texas Occupations Code New Section 1101.0045 states that a person may acquire an option or an interest in a contract to purchase a real property and then sell or offer to sell the option or assignment of the contract without holding a real estate license, so long as the person does not engage in real estate brokerage, which means they do not list the house as if they own it or try to sell it on behalf of the original seller. And they disclose the nature of the equitable interest to any potential buyer, i.e. that they only have rights to purchase the property and not actual ownership of the property. If not, they could be considered practicing without a license. In addition, Section 5.086 to the Texas Property Code states that before entering into a contract, a person selling an option or assigning an interest in a contract to purchase real property must disclose to the potential buyer that the person is selling only an option or assigning an interest in the contract, i.e. equitable interest, and that the person does not have legal title to the real property. This will be important later in this video when I discuss how to market your equitable interest on Facebook, Craigslist, or other online platforms. I have provided links to the sections of the Texas Occupation Code and the Texas Property Code in the description below this video. Now that we've got the legal stuff out of the way, let's discuss what types of wholesaling are out there, when you would want to put each of those into practice, and touch briefly on how you can find those wholesaling deals in Texas. First off, wholesaling and reverse wholesaling are very similar. Some people tout the benefits of finding a deal first and that cash buyers will come to you, while others say find your cash buyer first, determine their buying criteria, and then go out and find those particular properties. I'll be honest, I'm in the latter camp. I like to maintain a few trusted cash buyers that I know are financially sound and doing multiple deals per month. It allows me to niche down my marketing to specific areas and types of properties. Now, once you've negotiated a deal with a motivated seller and put it under contract, you have three options. Option number one is that you can assign the contract to a cash buyer. This is the most common route and why many people with bad credit or no cash can still wholesale properties. If you have bad credit or very little cash, I would recommend going this route. This also has the least amount of risk in investing. The wholesaler never actually takes ownership of the property, and therefore the liability of the property never falls on them. Now, the downside to this is that the wholesaler's fee either appears on the closing disclosures or is handled by a separate agreement between the wholesaler and the cash buyer. Either way, the cash buyer knows how much the wholesaler made on the transaction. 2, you can perform a double close. This is where you close on the property, i.e. you buy it and take ownership of it, and then have a second closing selling the property either later that day or within a couple of days of taking ownership. A person that does this type of closing will need transaction funding or cash themselves. So it's not often a choice used by those with bad credit and no cash. And there are closing costs that have to be paid. This particular strategy is done if the wholesaler is making a sizable profit selling the property to the cash buyer, and they do not want the cash buyer to know the amount they made on the deal. Lastly, number 3, the wholesaler can close and take ownership of the property. They will have to line up financing or cash to purchase the property, pay for all closing costs, and likely get hazard insurance. This strategy is used for the wholesalers that intend to wholesale the property, which is putting the property obtained off market onto the market to get a higher price. This is often done with properties that need to be cleaned up and wouldn't have shown well with the original seller living in the property, or with properties that are obtained considerably below their market value in their current state. This strategy is also used when a wholesaler buys in a hot market and area and is waiting for the property to appreciate over a few months to a year. Beyond that, the property is considered a buy and hold. As I stated earlier, I wanted to touch briefly on the ways to find wholesale properties. There are many lists that people can buy or farm the information themselves in the county records. These include foreclosures, probate, which is when people have passed away and had a will, divorces, tax liens, etc. These are lists that many regular and virtual wholesalers use. They will often call, text, send direct mail, or even show up on their front doorstep. In addition, some people strictly use the MLS for their deal flow. Other ways to locate properties if you don't have money but you do have time: driving for dollars to locate properties and possibly door knock those that have tarps on the roof, junk in the lawn, or hoarder-looking tendencies, or a look of neglect, disrepair, or abandonment. Be on the lookout for my next investing video that discusses the different strategies for investors with money to spend on marketing and investors that don't have money for marketing. If you choose wholesaling option number 1 to assign the contract, you need to market to cash buyers. It is imperative that you include the following phrase in your advertisement in Texas on both Craigslist, Facebook, email, among others. I am selling my equitable interest in the property 123 Banana Street. It's important that you do not represent that you already own the property or that you're representing the owner of the property. Therefore, the words equitable interest in the property is essential. Wrapping up, wholesaling properties in large Texas cities and surrounding suburbs is likely the easiest place to start. The biggest cities in Texas are Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, and Fort Worth. However, if you plan to reverse wholesale and find some solid cash buyers first, it's imperative that you find out where they want to buy. If their niche is Lubbock, Texas, because they like buy and holds in college towns, then you want to get properties under contract in Lubbock. Thank you guys for joining me. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube will suggest it to others that are looking for similar information. Also, if you want more information on buying, selling, or investing in real estate, or just want to live your best life here in Houston, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you're notified each time a new video hits. I'm an investor-friendly realtor and love to talk shop in my free time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call at 281-222-8259 or shoot me an email at erica.parker@exprealty.com. Have an amazing day, and until next time, bye for now.